How you doing, Leslie? Every time, just in anticipation of a riveting J Royal video. It's cold outside, bruh. But what does that have to do with good old fragrances? Simple. There are some fragrances that lend themselves better to the cold. And I'm not just talking about stinky smoke bomb fragrances that you can only wear when it's negative 20 degrees out. There are times where you want to smell fresh when the air is crisp outside. This is J Royal, and this is 5 fresh fragrances for the cold. If we're categorizing fragrances, there are many ways to do it. The simplest way is just to group them into 2 sections: cool weather and warm weather. Cool weather fragrances tend to be more sweet, spicy, smoky, and woody. They have a strong enough presence without having to rely on heat to evaporate them off your skin, kind of like that, you know? Even if they're just sitting on your skin doing a whole lot of nothing, they'll still be able to be detected by yourself and by people passing by. Warm weather fragrances are going to be more on the fresh side of things. They'll usually have notes that are aquatic and usually involve citruses. There tends to be a lightness to warm weather fragrances, and that's because they're normally worn in the heat. When cologne heats up on your skin, not only does it jump off of you into the air around you, but those fresh notes become sweeter and sometimes a bit musky. But I'm a guy who doesn't like to be put in a bubble, okay? I try and think outside the box a little bit. I'll sometimes throw on tobacco oud in the summer, like half a spray, and some fresh fragrances in the winter. Today, just for you, dude, I got 5 fragrances that are quite fresh and have served me very well this winter so far. Now stay tuned later because my fiance is gonna give her opinion on all these fragrances, so keep on watching, y'all. Number 1 would be Prada L'Homme Intense. I feel Prada is a house that gets overshadowed by the likes of Yves Saint Laurent and Dior. Their fragrances lately have been fire. The original Prada L'Homme is a fresh, metrosexual men's fragrance that is a bit soapy and uses a nice powdery iris note. It has a similar feel to your favorite fabric softener, which is nice, and it makes it a great everyday fragrance. But why get the original when you can get the intense version? Not only does L'Homme Intense have an intensified iris quality, but it takes things into a more masculine direction with the use of leather. I love leather. I wear this regularly in the summer, especially in the early evening time, kind of. But it possesses enough power to be a signature scent year-round, even in the cold. And even though it's strong, there's nothing about it that feels heavy and daunting. It's a fraiche for the foie. That's French for cold for my non-francophones. Next up is another fresh leather fragrance that is an all-time great in my books, and it's Acqua di Parma Colonia Leather. Think new luxury car smell on this one. Leather notes come in a pretty wide spectrum. You have stanky leather that you'd find covered in flies at your local blacksmith.
But overall, your weapon will kill.
And then you have the clean, sophisticated leather note you'd find in here. Even though the main notes are leather, wood, and rose, it's an Acqua di Parma, which means it has to be fresh enough to wear in Italy. There's a lovely balance of citruses and aromatic petitgrain that lighten up this heavy hitter. Just like its brother Colonia Oud, I get all day longevity every time I've worn it this winter. But this is a little more relatable than the Oud one. But I love Oud too, so don't at me. Colonia Leather's price lives between the world of designer and niche. It's not easy to find for a discounted price, but you're paying for, dare I say, niche-like quality. Because it's a niche. Duh. You know, I can't mention cold weather freshies without talking about my boy, Mephisto. Made by Xerjoff, Mephisto is just an awesome go-to perfume for us guys. Its combination of florals and citruses make it so easy to wear, and even though it's pretty complex, what I love about it is its evolution. It goes from an awesome freshness to this subtle, musky, amber coziness. But the biggest reason it's on the list is because it's named after a guy I used to kill in Diablo.
Oh, is that Mephisto?
And it also continues to get me complimented by my fiance. Mephisto has been the unanimous favorite of Leslie when we're talking about my Xerjoff fragrances. I wouldn't go so far to say that it's a beast mode fragrance, but it'll last you the day, and its progression really suits me perfectly. It'd be strong enough to push out through the cold for the first few hours, and by lunchtime, it was respectable enough to be noticed indoors. Now it's time for another designer fragrance. I mentioned this house earlier on, and it's because they make some good fragrances. One of my more recent pickups is YSL Y EDP. I mean, I hate that name, but us fragheads are so predictable sometimes, right? When a new fragrance comes out, it usually gets crucified because it smells mainstream. But slap an EDP on the end and make it a bit stronger, then all is forgiven. That's kind of what happened with the YSL Y line. Only in this case, Yves Saint Laurent amped up the addictive fruitiness rather than the ambroxan. And this translated to a cool/warm hybrid fragrance that just kills it anytime, anywhere. I've been loving this stuff lately. And more importantly, so does my wife. Well, she's technically just my fiance. She's not my wife yet, but I like. Leslie is a fan of this, and so am I, believe it or not. It's just a fun fragrance to wear that doesn't feel cheap. Don't count it out because it's yet another flanker. Really give it a go while it's still cold out. And the best part is, you can continue to throw it on when it gets hotter out. Just, don't go crazy with the sprays, okay? My last fragrance on this list is one that I honestly overlooked. It got a lot of hype when it first released because half the reviewers on YouTube were talking all about it. What did I have to offer to the conversation? I wasn't cool enough, so I didn't get a chance to pick it up until recently. It comes in an awesome blue matte finish, and it's made by the greatest fragrance cologne house in the world, Parfums de Marly. I'm a big fan of Percival. It doesn't do anything extravagant, but
it's a beast.
Percival shares some characteristics with modern mall scents, but I'm a huge sucker for that scent DNA, because I went to a lot of malls back in the day. It's slightly aromatic, sweet, and undeniably fresh, but man oh man does it last. It almost freaks me out how good it performs based on its smell. I found that I haven't reached for Abercrombie & Fitch Fierce since I picked up Percival, because it just has a similar feel, and it's even more interesting to this nose. It also looks really cute next to my Layton and Layton Exclusive bottles. 5 fresh fragrances for the frigid northern temperatures. I love these because they're so versatile. Strong enough for winter, made for the summer. Now before you click away, let's make this video even more awesome. Let's get Leslie's opinion on all 5 of these fragrances and see what she thinks. Can you try this fragrance for me, Leslie, please? Thank you. Flex.
I like that.
Yeah?
It's like marzipan.
Is it manly or is it feminine?
That
strong,
I
weak?
feel like that could be either way. More towards the stronger side.
Okay.
Give me. Oh, it's really nice.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool, that's a nice reaction. So this fragrance is made by Prada. It's called Prada L'Homme Intense.
Do you like it or not like it?
I love it.
Okay.
I love this fragrance, yeah. Thanks, Leslie.
Is that it?
Nope.
I need you to try this fragrance out for me. This is Acqua di Parma Colonia Leather. Boom. Already prejudging it because it's leathery, right? This is my wafting motion. This smell.
Oh.
Oh yeah. Now from back here, Isn't that manly? Nice.
I don't like it.
Okay. Not a fan of that type of fragrance.
It's like cowhide.
Cowhide. Like a Highland cow? I need your opinion on this fragrance.
Is that the one with the animal poo in it?
No.
Okay, just thought you were trying to set me up. It's nice.
Yeah?
Yeah. Zesty. It's pretty basic, I think.
Oh, okay.
Like a zesty, lemony, fresh fragrance.
Okay.
Why? What is it?
Hey, Leslie.
Again.
This is a fragrance.
Suffering.
This is a fragrance. It is a bottle of perfume. What do you think about this fragrance right here? Thumbs up or thumbs down?
That's a thumbs up.
That's a thumbs up. Good, because that's where my thumb is.
Do you know what? It smells like my inhaler.
You have an inhaler?
Yeah, that's what that smells like.
Is that like a comforting feeling?
Not really.
So,
but I do like it for some reason.
but you do like it. And is it a like or a love?
It's a like.
It's a like.
I feel as though it's aquatic.
Ooh.
You know, like it's.
A wee bit aquatic, perhaps a bit fruity.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just to cleanse the palate.
Thanks.
Smells so good. Keurig makes some good stuff. I'm gonna spray this on, and I just want you to tell me what you think about it, if you like it or not, if it's worth keeping in the collection. Let's dry this shit off in that region.
Ooh. Very nice.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah.
That was like a very visceral response from you. You're like, yes.
Yeah.
Is it because it's on my bicep and you're just like,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's just a nice manly smell. Like I don't
Yeah.
even know how to. Just smells really good.
Yeah.
I feel like you could wear it every day.
It's totally an everyday fragrance, I think. I totally agree. It's totally tubular. Am I spitting?
Yeah.
Would you say it's a like or maybe perchance a love?
Love.
Hey, cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Thanks, Leslie.
Thanks.
There are definitely some parallels between these fragrances and the long-lasting Freshie fragrance video I made right here. Check that out if you're looking for even more Freshies that came to play, honey. Smell you next time. Ew, that's weird.